the city.
What is going on, St. Louis City fans? Welcome back to another episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media. On this glorious day, we have defeated a 10-man Dallas side, 2-1 at home at City Park. The place was rocking on a Wednesday night, which seems to be pretty consistent throughout all of our games that are on Wednesdays. The goalkeeper was sent off in the 10th minute for Dallas. Some people may argue and say he was trying to catch himself. Pretty obvious handball. It played a pretty big part in how St. Louis played this game. Guys, what did you think?
Yeah, I was talking about it with one of my coworkers today. He was saying that he kind of thought it was stupid that they gave a red card for that. Even though, like, I kind of see it both ways. Like, on the one hand, he's the last defender. Almost through on goal if he doesn't hit that. And he does hit it with his hand, clearly. So on that hand, it's a red card. But then to give him some credit, like, he was sliding in and he kind of like pulled out of the slide to avoid hitting Alm. So like he was trying not to foul, because if he had slide tackled him and not hit the ball, that would have been a red for sure. So it's maybe a little harsh, but I think it was the right call.
I think he made his bed, you know.
Well, I think it was
and slept in it.
Agreed.
I think it was kind of a miscommunication from Dallas's center back Tafari,
Yeah.
Clearly.
who otherwise had a pretty lights out game. I thought he looked rather talented for FC Dallas.
Yeah, we should get him.
I'm here for it.
He seems very passionate and focused on defending. I mean, some people might say that it's kind of embarrassing how long it took us to score on them, but also we've watched enough soccer that we know that when a team goes down a man that early on, all they're doing is packing it in and defending. And when the team chooses to do that, it can be really hard to break them down. I think we could have lost.
Yeah, Dallas did have some moments in this game testing Berkey, and their only goal of the game kind of came as a result of an unfortunate Berkey spill, which we don't see very often. I mean, Carnell, there's no way Carnell ever knows that Dallas are going to be down to 10 men in the 12th minute of play. Right. So the squad didn't really seem like they knew what they wanted to do to try to break the crazy low block, sitting 10 behind the ball. But I think the halftime substitutions Carnell made were impactful and helped us kind of break through.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell, like, basically immediately after the red card how the game was going to go. Because, I mean, the whole game after the red card, we had possession. They would, make a stop before we got into the box and just basically clear it out to one of our defenders or out for a throw-in. But they couldn't really get it up the field into our half, really, except for a couple brief moments, which – they did have a couple chances, and Berkey did come up pretty big in those chances. He had 3 saves this game, which is pretty hefty.
There's at least one where old boy chopped up our whole defense and could have made it 1-0 with 10 men.
Oh my God, I remember that clip so vividly because it was just 3 just horrible commitments from St. Louis City players. Just like, I remember Tim Parker in particular just like went in for like a half challenge and basically just left him 1v1 versus Josh Yarrow, which was frightening. But I mean, ultimately we walk away 2-1. Some new names on the score sheet.
I think this game shows that Markanich needs to start. I mean, the kid's a beast. He's just better. He's just better than any of our left backs. And I love Hebert. Hebert's good at filling in, but he's 18, man. I mean,
Kid's
he looks good. And he just
18?
got here.
There's no way he's 18.
He's 23.
Oh, I'm wrong.
I was going to say he went to college.
I think he went all 4 years as well, and then he's
not 18.
He was drafted by the Avalanche before we got him, and then he was playing for a USL
the
side.
Rapids.
The Avalanche, man, we're having a horror fest. Right
Well,
now.
you're having a horror
the
fest
Rapids.
right now.
You
Colorado
called it the
Rapids.
Avalanche.
Oh, we are having a horror show right now. My God.
All right, let's rewind. Markanich, the 23-year-old drafted by the Colorado Rapids.
is good.
Yes, he is
good.
And he looks ready to start every game. He's impactful. He whips in some mean balls into the middle that I think if Klaus was able to start, it would have been lights out. We would have beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
Yeah, I mean, going into the starting lineup for this game, I guess, we didn't see Gio because he was hurt. We didn't see Klaus. So we kind of went back to that 4-2-3-1,
No
it looked like to
Vasilev
me.
either.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah. So we had Denneron up top. We had Alm on the right, Stroud on the left, Leuven, AZL Jackson, and Blom in the middle. I mean, what do you guys think of that lineup?
I feel like when we never have a full power squad anymore. Like last game, we almost had a full power squad, but no Blom, and Blom could have made a huge impact on that game. I feel like this game, Blom and Leuven kind of looked like they were. I mean, Blom kind of looked off of it.
Yeah, he had a couple loose touches where he just kind of no one was really pressing him, and he just gave the ball away.
Usually you can feed through him.
Yeah.
I was very happy with Leuven. I mean, every game I'm really happy with Leuven because he sets the pace. He comes back deep to get the ball and opens the game up by his passes are great. Sometimes I feel like he exclusively goes for the hard pass for no reason, but it works, so I can't hate.
I think Blom had a good game overall. I think he was.
I do too.
I think it was mostly just I think his offensive quality in this game was showing, and just passing out of the back, which we do see all the time. But yeah, 91% passing on 56 passes. I mean, him and Leuven both are how we break out and expand out of our defensive third. So they both looked really good. I mean, it's always kind of a dull day when you see Jared Stroud make the lineup. I thought he had an absolutely horrendous performance.
It's funny because when I got to I was at the game with my dad, and I was like, Dad, that's Jared Stroud right there. He only passes the ball backwards or gives the ball away. And for literally the entire game, every time he got the ball, it was one of those two things. And we pointed it out every time.
You have to. And I think one thing that we really struggled with in the first half after Dallas went down to 10 men was committing to the press, but not giving away the foul. Stroud was guilty of it. Alm was guilty of it. Watts was guilty of it. Just giving away very poor fouls that would just allow Dallas to waste time and burn the clock when it
get
was
out of pressure.
Yeah.
when it was
That's
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dude, Stroud especially. This man exclusively fouls people and then acts like he's not just committed an atrocity. He'll try to run away with the ball and be like, "What do you mean, ref?"
I can't stand that,
bro.
Because Alm was doing it too, just two hands extended into somebody's back. The ref calls the foul, and he looks back at the ref as if he didn't commit an atrocity.
It's just bad. Like in that situation, you want to maintain possession the whole game. You want to wear them down. You don't want them to touch the ball because all they got is counterattacks and set pieces. And when you're fouling them for no reason, you're just giving them a set piece and you're giving them 30 seconds to catch their breath and to figure something out.
And try to work something upfield.
Right.
Has St. Louis played? I'm trying to remember any time that we have played against 10 men this season, and I don't think we've had it. I don't think anybody's been sent off in any of our games. I don't think it's happened. And another thing that's never happened was St. Louis City winning with more than 50% possession. We've never seen that before. It makes a lot of sense when you're playing a 10-man Dallas team that we're going to have more possession. And it's just a testament to how we play. I mean, I know how we play, and we were talking about it on Twitter. I was kind of going back and forth with some people, not in a negative way. We were just talking, but just about some people feel like Alm brings more to the table than Indy Vasilev does. I felt like Indy probably has a fair shout at playing, right mid, right forward, right wing, whatever you want to call where Alm started. But I mean, our style of play is very much just kind of dump it. And I will say that as we've seen, Alm kind of is clear in terms of pace, and he's the better man to get in behind and run in behind.
And he gets assists.
Yeah, he's a good passer of the ball as well.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like AZL Jackson hasn't looked that good in the past few games. And I kind of think that Indiana Vasilev's best spot is in the midfield, where he can kind of like link up with the defense and the forwards, progress the ball, maybe dribble past a couple players. So I would like to see him kind of take that number 10 role back. And maybe, while I'm making suggestions, take Stroud off, start Nokvi. He got his goal. It was a good finish.
He's kind of poor.
Jared Stroud's putting that one through the uprights.
Yeah, Thomas Ostrak, he's looked good too in the past few times he's come on.
I think.
Well, I will always be an Ostrak
denier.
I will not apologize for Ostrak. There was just one moment that I remember in this one.
Yeah, he should have shot the ball.
Well, after he subbed on where he
Instantly.
shouldn't have shot the ball, where he had a free pass into make to, I think it was Klaus, and just went for glory and took a shot himself. I just think I agree with you that Vasilev does run that 10 really well, and I would like to see him make his way back into the squad.
I think that if AZ and Leuven were coming up against a team that wasn't low blocking and defending for their lives, their performances last night would have shined a lot brighter. If there was like more opening in the middle, where they were just running up and pulling it. I think I want to see that against an even side where if we come on a counterattack, I don't know. I don't want to slate AZ because he looked. I just want him to keep trying because at some point it's going to click. And last night he had some hits that I thought were incredible.
There was like a 69th minute where like
full volley,
the ball is like behind him and he's turning and just hits it a peach of a ball. It almost goes upper 90 on the opposite side.
And the funny thing is, I think Indiana's stock is a little inflated because of chances like that where he hits it so sweet but doesn't score anyway. Like that's like last game he had a full volley rip that hit the crossbar
and
the post, I think.
Yeah.
The post.
I don't know.
AZ,
I think they're very similar, but
yeah, they have similar qualities.
AZ had 3 blocked shots in this game, and I can remember 2 of them very clearly that if they weren't blocked, they were going in. So I do feel confident in his finishing ability. I still want to see him where he played for Inter Miami on the right wing, cutting inside, looking like Indiana Messi, you know what I'm saying? I want to see him curl some stuff far post, cut inside, because I don't think Alm has that in his bag.
He's definitely right-footed, Alm is. So, it'd definitely be hard for him on the right side to cut in and score. Unless he's holding out on us with his left foot. I haven't seen that so far with him. Leuven had a pretty good left-footed shot.
He did.
Yesterday.
Force a save.
Yeah, that was from like a corner or something. It was like bouncing around, or a short free kick, I think.
Yeah. Kind of just runs up.
Yeah.
We took a lot of way more short free kicks in this game than we do. I feel like I've never seen us take short free kicks. I don't know if Dallas going down to 10 men really shook up the way that we play, but I'm surprised that Leuven's not swinging everything into the box.
It definitely shook up the way we played.
I wonder, their defense was pretty big guys, you
Yeah.
know? Like maybe it was just, I don't know. We do have some tall guys ourselves. So
we all know that when we're forced to maintain possession for too long, we usually lose. And when you go down to 10 men, you're pretty much just like, here, have the ball.
Seriously, that's literally what they were doing. They were just kicking it to the half line.
Yeah.
Yep.
It plays directly against us, so good thing we won.
Yeah. I think after this game in particular, I can see AZ being St. Louis City's first, 2 million plus player going out the door, which I think is really exciting, and I don't really want to lose the player that AZ is. But when you hear the name Bayer Leverkusen and you see a game like this where he's putting, I feel like maybe you guys are a little harsh because I feel like he had some great technical moments where he looked, his ability to receive the ball and spin and get himself into a good position instantly, I thought was really valuable, and I could see him making a move after the MLS season.
Who's harsh? I didn't say nothing bad about him.
I was being harsh. I think This game was better than the last game for him, even though he probably didn't have as much space and time to work with in this game with how compact the other team was playing. But, I mean, yeah, he is good at beating players. Like, he's fast. He can shoot the ball. He can dribble. I think sometimes his first touch can be a little bit lacking, but that's just something that he's going to get better at.
That's
over
something
time.
that's something he's going to be refining in Germany, and I will support his career out there, to say the least.
He also just doesn't lose the desire to keep trying it. Like,
yeah,
he
that's
just
true.
keeps
He doesn't
doing
get
it.
discouraged.
It looks like
no
he's
matter
having
what.
fun too. Like
Yeah.
when he missed that peach of a shot, he was laughing.
Yeah. He was like, damn, I did that.
Yeah, I remember one
almost
shot
did that.
Vasilev had absolutely shanked it, and
Yep.
you could see him telling everybody to leave him alone because he just knew the whole team was cooking him.
Yes.
Like, sorry, please forgive me.
So you announced the first half lineup. I think Carnell, like we said, Carnell knew right away that the lineup was going to need changing after.
At half.
So we took out Kyle Hebert for Anthony Markanich, they were saying it Markanich in the Apple TV.
I don't trust Americans to pronounce anything right, but maybe
Markanich. We'll let you
We'll
guys
ask him in KC this week.
True enough.
Weekend.
Tony Mark.
Tony Mark. Nokvi Thorinsson on for Adeniran, who didn't seem to have his scoring boots on in this one. I think he also kind of had some flubbed finishes that he put way over. I'm still not displeased with him by any means.
Agreed.
They also
but
kept saying Thorinsson.
Yeah, he made it clear it's Thor. It's Thorinsson. And finally,
Thorinsson.
the best substitution, Jared Stroud for Indiana Vasilev, right there at halftime. So 3 subs Carnell made, which he made those subs, and then we do see another substitute later, but there was like 30 minutes with no striker on the field for St. Louis, which felt odd.
It is odd because, like, especially when you consider the 2 goals that we scored came from crosses, like,
Dude,
it just doesn't make sense.
What were we
Klaus is
doing?
just our guy, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I love Gio, and I think Gio would have thrived in this
Feasted, yeah.
game because we needed Gio there.
Yeah, he's
Or
definitely
Klaus.
He's not as willing or I think as prepared to go chase long balls like Adeniran or even Klaus is. He wants that link-up play. He wants possession.
Dude, we love Klaus, but Gio's only 3 goals off of top goal scorer.
Dang, that's actually crazy.
You
You remember?
Hani Mukhtar has 13.
Dang, you remember Buanga started off the season with like 9 goals in like, I don't know, like 6 games or something.
And that's the thing is I feel like, I don't know, Gio deserves this opportunity to go get it because I feel like these guys that have been at the top have been around 13 for like 3 or 4 match weeks at this point.
Well, so I did see something from our Lord and Savior Tom Timmerman today. He did Gioa was training. He was in an arm sleeve, but Tom Timmerman said he was moving well, so I think that's a very positive sign. Hopefully he'll be back and booted
Hopefully
up.
him and Klaus can just be together and they can absolutely terrorize these teams. And hopefully the way it's looking, it looks like our team's going to be coming all together right at the end of the season, right in time for the playoffs. And we're going to have a winger that isn't Stroud, and we're going to have Klaus, and we're going to have Gio, and we're going to have a left back that isn't a center back. And we're gonna have
Our best 2 center backs, whoever they may be.
right.
Lutz Pfannenstiel is moneyballing the
Dude,
MLS
I'm
right now.
so hyped.
It's so cool.
He really
All
is.
these games where like they've just been boring and they've been like the second team, but we've still won. They're all worth it because God damn it, we're gonna get the first team at the end of the season and it's gonna be wonderful.
I'm so excited. I'm not excited for the round of 3 to open up the playoffs. It's going to be unfortunate to play that many games for, such a low seeded spot, but we're kind of looking deep as well. Like, I know that, like, I'll sit here and say, oh, well, Ostrak doesn't look that great. But if that's who's going to come off the bench in the 60th minute to finish out a game, I'm still feeling good about it.
I agree.
I feel like even Stroud's a good option to come off the bench just to eat. I mean, he runs.
Yeah.
Him and Ulm. But,
Yeah.
damn, imagine Thor,
Yeah.
Thor, Klaus, Vasilev on the right. Gio behind Klaus.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. We are
2,
deep.
4,
Leuven, Blom. I mean, Jesus.
4. So what? Like
Markanich.
4, 2, 1, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
or like
it doesn't
4, 2,
really
3,
matter.
1.
Yeah.
Changes.
I want those wingers up. I want them wide. I want them to just stay out there, and I want them to cook. I want them to cut inside and just bang. But I don't think we've really seen it that way in the past.
Yeah.
We do like to kind of move with where the ball is going.
I mean, when you have Klaus up top, you can't rely, like, you're getting the ball in the middle.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't even really matter the formation that we use necessarily because we play the same way regardless of the position. Like, we pretty much put the players on their preferred sides and then just let them cook.
Let them rotate. Dude, Thor is like... He's like a striker. He's huge. Like he's striker size.
He's very like weak though. Like when you compare him to like a Deneron or Klaus or even Gio, well, he's probably more comparable to Gio, I'd say. Because like when you see him like trying to, shoulder someone off of the ball, I feel like Thorinsson never wins that shoulder to shoulder.
He loses the ball.
He loses the ball and he gets knocked on the floor, and it's not a foul. He's just small.
He needs a
I'm so glad that our 2 new signings scored mostly Thor over Markanich, because he was looking like he needed a confidence boost, like off the rip.
Off the rip.
Up the rip, down the rip. But the fact that he got this goal, I think, is going to be so good for him going forward. Because I feel like after he scored, I saw him making sprints to like balls going wide. I feel like I saw like him change completely as a player after scoring that one goal. He felt it. It felt real to him.
And it was a really good shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can kind of break down the 2 goals that we scored.
Yeah.
They're like the same goal.
Yeah, they were. Both were crosses from the right side. The first one kind of seemed like it got deflected on the way in, and it went over Klaus's head, kind of to the back post, and Markanich and the defender were like, it looked like kind of maybe hugging each other a little bit, trying to get to the ball, and Markanich just like poked his knee at the ball, and it bounced off and went
Trickled in.
Yeah.
I thought it was an own goal at first, and I think the commentators did as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't seen a convincing argument. I think Tom Timmerman might have actually posted something today, but I didn't watch it. But it's his goal, man.
It's his goal.
14th,
his knee.
14th different goal scorer for St. Louis City this season.
That's
and at
crazy.
18 years old, no, I'm playing.
Is that including Thorinsson?
Thorinsson would be the 15th who scored right after.
Nice. And then, I guess the
Jesus
second goal.
Christ.
The second goal was a Leuven assist. He crossed it in from the right. Klaus, it like bounced in front of him, but he like lifted his leg up and let it go through his legs.
Dude, he's so class. Oh my God, I've missed him so much.
I know.
His ball retention and his skill and just his technique and his ability to just know.
He knew that Thorinsson was wide open, and
Holy
he had like a center
hell.
back right on him. So he let it go through, and Thorinsson banged it in bottom left.
First time finish.
Finish
man.
with his left foot.
They really put it on a platter.
That was not an easy shot by any
Agreed.
means.
Yeah. Goalie's coming over. It's hard for the goalie to do
Had to
anything
be
with that
exactly
finish.
where he put it.
If I have that shot on my left foot first time in that exact
I'm
scenario,
skying it.
I'm scoring it 1 out of 50 times, I think.
You know what? That takes me back to our state final that we played in, because I had a very similar chance that I absolutely bottled and we lost 1-0. So, then good on Thorinsson. Feels good to get your first goal for St. Louis
Welcome to soccer therapy.
Welcome to the soccer capital of the United States of
Yes,
America.
sir.
You can't trademark that.
Hey, that's a good segue into next week's game.
Do we want to cover Dallas's goal? It was only notable just that Roman Berkey had a spill, right?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
does
and
not
Ian
have-
is rejoicing at home right now.
He's like,
because
I told you so.
if you remember previous episodes, we made him apologize for the Roman Berkey slander.
He's a slanderer.
Yeah, because at the start of the season, he said that Berkey was like Swiss cheese or something. I don't know.
I think
you
I
made
said
that one up.
I think I
that's a good
said
one.
that.
Oh,
That's a good one. I like that. Apologize.
That was like the first episode.
I'll just
That
say
was also in regard
Yeah.
to his Champions League. Like, come on now.
and he is Swiss, so
Right.
that's
Yeah.
why it's funny.
yeah.
But yeah, it was an easy cross to him, and he kind of like all the defenders and the forwards like stopped running because they saw the cross was going right to Berkey. He dove at the ground, should have caught it, like bounced off both his hands and his chest, and it just fell right to what's his name's foot, Ansa.
I think that mistake right there loses you man of the match. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's true. Well,
it was already voted on.
right. They always
True.
announce it before the games ended, and so I'm sure everyone in the stadium who voted or all the fans at home were like, "Oh, I should have gave it to Leuven. Leuven was better because Leuven was."
Why are you and your sister the same person? That's so funny because they probably thought he was about to get a clean sheet.
Yeah, sure did
It
feel
was
that way.
deserved. He had good saves.
Oh yeah, he kept us. We could have easily gone down 1-0.
I just want to say that if you look at Leuven's stat line, this should not lose out to a goalkeeper even in a clean sheet performance. Most chances created 4, most dribbles 4, was the most fouled player, was fouled 5 times, and won the most duels 11, which is just like, that's your man of the match.
Dude, he gets better every game, and he got an assist. Don't forget the assist.
Yeah.
He gets better every game. Like you want to talk about people that might leave?
Stop.
No.
He's
Not allowed.
So good.
Stop.
Like he makes it look like he's just toying with people out there.
And the most infuriating thing is when I see him and Jared Stroud make eye contact and Jared Stroud has the ball and doesn't pass to him, breaking out of the defensive third. I'm like, bro, you better give him that ball.
Yes,
Dude,
now.
there was one play where Jared Stroud had the ball like kind of like left center of the field, and it was either Leuven or Alm on the right side, completely wide open, and he just like stepped on the ball and turned the other way instead of passing it to him.
I'm starting to think that Carnell has like expressly told this man, you have one job, and it's to pass backwards.
Don't try anything you can't handle now.
Listen,
Jared, go out
you're
there
only
and be a
there to
menace.
Slow the game down.
Scary Jerry.
He really is scary.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Scary for
watching
He
him.
me
pisses
as a
me
fan.
off,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm afraid.
Like everything he does makes me angry. Just angry.
It's okay, guys.
We
Yep.
have Thor now.
We have literally the god of thunder. I wonder who's going to start. Yeah, that's about
Probably
it for
Stroud.
That's about it for the Dallas game. Wednesday game, obviously. Our next game is a pretty big one. Sporting Kansas City away from home. We will be at Children's Mercy Park. We will be there talking to the people of Kansas City to try to figure out I just want to figure out their delusion level mostly. I want to see if they really feed into this whole soccer capital of America thing. I want to see if they really bleed blue, as I guess the people in Kansas say. I don't really.
Dude, we should bring a jersey and gift it to Kevin Cho.
Well, our Lord and Savior Kevin
He's
Cho
in New York.
is moving to New York, has been like banned. I don't know if he's been banned. It seems kind of unclear what his situation is, but we were hoping to link up with him. He's a big creator, both on YouTube and on Twitter for Sporting Kansas City. The club are just so fraudulent that they seem to have disbanded him, disbarred him, kicked him out of the establishment when this guy is like your biggest content creator and actually gets people to give a
Super
shit about your
fan.
dumbass, stupid outlet mall team.
Yep. Joke City, joke.
Yeah, I heard
Joke
60% of ticket sales are from St. Louis.
Just another home game for the lads.
Yeah,
It's going to be a lot of fun.
it's going to be so fun.
Oh, I hope Klaus starts.
Well, that's what I was hoping when I saw the Dallas lineup drop was that, okay, I think Carnell and the boys, they understand what this means.
They got the mission.
They get it completely.
It's time to shit on these.
I'm hoping we fire on all cylinders. It's the star-spangled lineup that we've been waiting for all year. Klaus, Nielsen, Loven, Blom. It's going to be everybody. Thor, Markanich.
I doubt it.
Parker, do you guys think you'd see Parker start with Nielsen or Yarrow? We've only seen
Parker.
the Yarrow-Nielsen combination so far.
I've been known to throw Parker hate, but he's our captain, and he goes and gets a goal sometimes, which, I mean, you can't not be amped up when that man's about to break a blood vessel everywhere in his forehead after he scores a goal.
You might like this one. I saw STL Fan Van on Twitter said that watching Tim Parker sprint back on defense is akin to a Roger Federer backhand. And he had a couple other key sports moments.
Oh my God! Come on now.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't think he was. I think he was being joking, but
I think watching him
is
sprint
iconic.
back on defense is like watching Jonah sprint back on defense.
It's very slow.
Just kidding. Me too. It's like watching somebody run through a pool of molasses angrily.
Yeah. I mean, he's still fairly fast, but just not compared to,
attackers.
The fastest people. Yeah, the attacking players
the
on the
people
other
that he needs to keep up with.
Yeah. One thing I'll say about the lineup that makes me not happy.
You would say that it makes you mad, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Upset?
I'm a little bit concerned, I would say.
Okay.
Leuven has played 90 minutes the past 2 games in a row. Do you think he's going to get some rest?
Oh, my God.
Probably right before the playoffs.
Not versus Sporting Kansas City.
I'd be fine with it. Make it Blom, Vasilev, and anyone.
Aziel Jackson.
AZ.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna shit on these frauds. I mean, come on now. They thought that they were gonna come to St. Louis and beat us, and what happened?
4-0.
Yeah, and they probably think. I mean, how do you?
My biggest
60% St. Louis fans is crazy.
The one thing that I did see on Twitter was that it doesn't. I don't think that that factors in season ticket holders. So it's 60% of kind of the free seats that are out there. So we'll see what it looks like. I think my biggest thing is Sporting Kansas City currently sit 11th in the Western Conference, 2 spots below FC Dallas in 9th for playoff contention. If we can go out there to Kansas City and beat them and keep them out of the playoffs, that would make my soul just be so happy.
Guys, I have something that will maybe strike a little bit of fear in your hearts, and that is that Sporting KC this past weekend beat San Jose Earthquakes 3-0.
That I'm not scared.
San Jose is what? Oh, they've dropped to 8th.
I was gonna say,
but
they
could have
beaten anybody. So was KC for 3 weeks.
It's true. Those weeks leading up to that game, they had totally flipped their form. I can't remember who their result. Oh, did they beat
LA? They tied LA.
They tied LAFC.
They beat
Seattle, I think.
Yeah, they beat Seattle. I mean, they were on a crazy run.
Did they beat Seattle? I remember the good old what's his name from the U.S. men's national team who plays for Seattle, Jordan Morris, scoring 4 goals against Kansas City.
From what I remember, Kansas City showed up to St. Louis, played a style that played directly into our favor, and just got shit on. I mean, if they want to play their possession game, hell yeah. We're also one of the best teams away this year.
San Jose also out-XG'd KC. But also Dallas out-XG'd us.
Really?
This past game. Yep.
Probably from that one.
Those 2 chances they had that were good. Yeah. We only had 1.2 XG. They had 1.6.
I mean, geez, what was the XG on that Markanich goal?
I don't know. It doesn't break it down.
Probably 0.01.
I think FOTMob only does it on the web app, which FOTMob, if you're listening, we would like to be able to go through the XG of all the chances on our phones.
We should buy FOTMob and Fantrax and create a gigalith of football.
And we should buy Bet365, and then we run everything.
And then we buy the MLS.
Dun, dun,
Oh, no,
dun.
you can look.
And sell it to the Premier League.
We would run the MLS better because we would respect international break. We wouldn't care about the NFL, and we would just say, you know what? It's football season, and I'm not talking about gridiron.
Oh, that one chance that they had in the first half that Berkey saved was 0.3 XG.
Oh, it's in the stats column. Oh, my gosh.
Sorry,
Yeah, just shut it. Shut your can, feller.
So many shots.
Yeah, Johnny Russell, honestly, is a fraud. He's from, like, Scotland or something. He's got a cool accent. I mean, I think personally I could probably like beat him if we
Isn't
were
he,
thrown
like,
into the
40 years
octagon.
old?
What? Yeah. 40 years old. I would say that's probably his minimum age.
I like the Scots. The Scots are cool people.
Yeah, not him though.
Yeah, not when you play for Sporting Kansas City. He's 33.
Basically.
Yeah, isn't he like 60 years old?
Yeah, when are they going to start adding players' weights into fan tracks? I'm trying to square myself up before we head to Kansas. No, I'm just kidding. Johnny Russell, if you're listening, I take it all back.
Forgive me.
If you're listening to this, be prepared for Riley to bum rush the field and
You know who has
sucker punch Johnny Russell.
Oh, wait, let me see this. Let me make sure I'm seeing this correctly.
Just kidding. I wonder if that could be used against us in the court of law. Like that was
I think
that
it only
was
could if I actually go do it.
I don't know, threat.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. So
Conspiracy to kill.
we mentioned that Joa is on 10 goals in the MLS and is very close to being on the cusp of Golden Boot. The other player for Sporting Kansas City who has the same tally is Alan Pulido.
He's good.
Mexican international from, I think, Chivas, but I'm not entirely sure.
I thought you were gonna say Mexico.
From, I think, Mexico.
I was like, dang, Ricky.
Yeah. Thank you for that fact.
Guadalajara.
Sports
Sorry.
journalist.
Guadalajara. I got it correctly. We're doing journalism. He's sitting on 10 goals. He has looked talented in the past. He also has a ferocious attitude and likes to get himself thrown out of games and get
Let's
really
rile
terrible.
him up.
Yeah, let's rile him up
Let's
hard.
bark at him from the sidelines.
Let's think of some good mean chants to chant at him.
We're the home of the toasted ravioli.
That'll get him.
That'll really tick him off.
Did you hear me, Alan? We like ravioli. You better be scared.
All right, what are your score predictions?
I'm predicting, I think it'll be a nail biter. 2-1 St. Louis City. Klaus goal. And I'll say a freaking Tim Parker header. Why the hell not?
Wow.
I am predicting 4-1 Gioacchini hat trick to take the lead in the Golden Boot race. Oh my gosh. Or to tie up the Golden Boot race. And then the fourth goal will be scored by Klaus.
In KC, the KC native returns.
Oh my gosh. I would cry tears of
Homecoming
joy.
game.
Homecoming game. Do you think he'll actually play?
Well, didn't you say he was training?
Yeah, he was training.
Although he
was in a
sling.
sling. Yeah.
A sling? That doesn't sound good.
No.
I
I
could
think
pull
it's
up the
going to be
tweet, but it's
4-0 again.
Damn, that'd be crazy.
And I think
It's
that
basically a home game.
Klaus
again, so.
isn't going to start, but he's going to get on the score sheet. I hope Leuven gets a goal.
I hope Leuven plays.
Yeah.
I suspect that he's going to get benched.
It's true, the load has been heavy. But at the same time, we did have the League's Cup break, which was a pretty substantial one.
Yeah, but I feel like
For a playoff push, it's probably vital.
I just feel like Carnell doesn't like playing like all of our players to have, so many minutes all in a row. Like, honestly, I'm surprised this Dallas game didn't have more rotation.
Yeah.
I think Leuven should be our captain.
I think this game did have rotation if you put it in the context of everyone who's back and everyone who's like getting to shape. I feel like maybe Klaus could have started, maybe Nielsen could have started, maybe Thor could have started, maybe Markanich could have started.
Well, Markanich, Thorinsson, Stroud, Vasilev, Hebert, they all played half of a game. So they're all, presumably fit to start. Yeah, I would be not surprised if Vasilev started over Leuven, unfortunately.
I want Lewin bad.
I
think that'd
really
be okay
just,
though, because then Vasilev could be in.
It would be okay, but I mean, it's still a drop off.
Yeah, but maybe bring him in at half.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'd be okay with that. Maybe we bring Leuven on for Stroud at half.
Or Stroud doesn't play in this game at all.
Ooh.
We leave Stroud in Kansas City.
Interesting. Interesting. I like that idea.
Hopefully Markanich starts.
I like him a lot.
Me too. I think he's the real deal, man. And if we have Klaus in, those early crosses in are going to be...
Him and Akil Watts both. And Alm and Leuven and Vasilev. They can all cross the ball. They're all getting assists to Klaus. Actually, he's scoring all 4 goals. Each of them are getting 1 assist. That's my new prediction.
Dude, his dummies, though, they're like... People expect him to be the one that's about to take the shot, and when he doesn't, it just leaves somebody wide open. I'm so happy he's back.
Mm-hmm.
I pray for...
I hope he starts.
I pray for a situation where him and Gio play together and they can score goals together and be little best friends with their celebration together.
That's literally all that I want. I will. That's like a check off the bucket list to see Klaus and Gio reunite. That's all I need.
And score in the same game.
It just hurts to see.
No need to point up. Just point your fingers to each other. And your best friend will be right by your side instantly. All right, this is getting weird. We're going to wrap it up here. If you guys are interested, we will be in Kansas City this weekend. We will be getting some content. We will be doing some fun. We will be making some fun. We will
making a lot of fun.
We will be out there doing our thing. We've got a long-time KC native out there who we went to college with, who he's been around like all of the Kansas City sports. He knows a lot. Worked for the Chiefs. Cool guy. You'll be able to hear from him. I think he's respectable, even though he's from Kansas City. But the other people of Kansas City,
we're getting Big Pat on the show.
Big Pat has confirmed.
Let's go.
So we'll be able to talk to him.
Maybe get some barbecue with him.
Barbecue. People in St. Louis have been really dogging Kansas City barbecue, but I think it's just because they don't really know.
Yeah, they ain't been to LC.
It's good competition, but to say that Kansas City's barbecue lacks flavor, that's about the only thing Kansas City's got going for it.
Dude, it's so good.
It's so good.
Like,
isn't Sweet Baby Ray's Kansas City style barbecue sauce?
Yes, it is.
I feel like
that's
St.
the best
Louis
kind of
style barbecue sauce is Kansas City style barbecue
but
sauce.
also don't forget about St. Louis style ribs.
True.
That was originated in St. Louis, so it's always going to be up for debate.
KC is just St. Louis. They want to be us.
But a bit bougier, but a bit more... Well, I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to get out of here. We will see you guys on Sunday. Thank you for tapping in. Peace.
Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.